Today I'm going to show you how to install the concrete curbing so it looks professional, it looks nice, and it looks sturdy and gonna stay for many years going forward. First thing first, get your tools ready, remove all the weeds, all the vegetation. You will need to decide of the width of your curbing. For me, I'll have it 6 inches wide. So my entire base width will be between 10 to 12 inches, and it's gonna be at least 11 feet long. This is what I'm dealing with here. The tree is about 20 feet from here, and that's the roots. It's another one. Okay, so I have about 6 to 7 inches below surface. I'm gonna put 4 inches of base in this trench, compact it, and measure the base for the curbing. A little trick. All those little stones that you had excavated previously, don't throw them away. Just put them at the bottom of your trench. They'll provide additional support. They will allow drainage. Also, I would like to make sure I do not create any slopes, which here actually I do. So I'll put a little bit more crushed stones towards the foundation to make it level. About roots. So right now they don't bother me. When I install borders for the curbing, those roots won't be touching any of the concrete. I added a little bit of crushed stones and level is acceptable. Now we're gonna compact it last time and the base will be ready. The base is ready. We're gonna leave it for a couple of days to settle down. The next step after you set up the base for your concrete curbing is actually building the forms. And usually either plywood or OSB is used for the size of the forms, and then you need some stakes. I'm gonna buy some OSB and some 1x2x8 for the stakes. Now for calculations, obviously you need the length of your curbing, you need the height of your curbing, and you need the width of your curbing. The easiest way, you can use AI tools like ChatGPT. Just put all your measurements, ask how much materials you need. It's gonna calculate them really well. You can also ask about the concrete. OSB will be 1/2 inch thick, 4x8 feet, a regular panel. If you're planning to have your form sitting longer than maybe a couple of weeks, for whatever reasons, I suggest you using plywood, a little bit more expensive. Why? Because plywood is more durable for the moisture. OSB might not be that durable. If it rains, if it's too much moisture, it can expand. I ended up getting a 1/4 inch OSB panel and 4 1x2s. 1/2 inch was a bit heavier than I needed, and I can just add a little bit more stakes to make it really sturdy. If you are building really thick concrete curbing, you might need to go with the 1/2 inch. And if you're building it like wavy, you probably want to go with a little bit softer material, maybe plywood, the best one, like 1/8 of an inch. So it really depends on your project. For cuts, I'll be using this multi-tool from Ryobi with the 3-inch blade. It's a fantastic tool when you need mobility. And to mark the lines, I'm just going to be using this chalk line. I just need 4 10-inch strips from this OSB, and I'll cut these stakes about 18 to 20 inches. If I had cordless circular saw, that would have been probably easier, because this tool for some reason stops at some points when I do cuts. I don't have it right now, so I use the tool. Still pretty handy because it's pretty light. There are no kickbacks whatsoever, so it's pretty safe to use. One important thing to consider, you have to cut it straight. So my two batteries decided to die over there on the parking of Home Depot, and I had to get back home and finish cuts. I'll use 16-inch long stakes because my height of the curbing is 10 inch, 4 inch is enough to put in the ground. And here we go. I have lots of stakes. I have two boards for the longest curbing and boards for the shortest curbing. Also, since I have 6-inch width, there are a couple of spacers. And next step is to build a form for the curbing. It's time to put the forms on, but before we're doing, in my case, the concrete curbing will be touching the foundation and the concrete slab on the other side, and I want to clean up the surface. So I'm going to use the grinder with the steel brush, and of course protection for the eyes and the face. So what I want to do, I'll put one stake at the beginning of the board, another one at the end of the board, and then I'll put a couple of stakes 2 feet apart of each other, and then I'll screw the board to the stakes. So in my case, the 6-inch spacers are handy dandy because I can measure where I want to put it, and then just put the stakes towards it. Just because I forgot to bring heavier sled hammer, but I suggest having like little sled hammer will make it easier to put the stakes on. Depending on the base you put, I have hard compacted base, so definitely need something heavier, but I can work with this one. Just I want to make sure that I do not split these stakes. Another tip, make stakes a little bit lower than your boards. It will make it easier to level the concrete. We also want to make sure the board is level. Also important to screw the screws from outside to the board. Then it will make it easier to detach the stakes from the board and remove the boards when the concrete is cured. Otherwise, if you screw from inside, you will have to cut the stakes. Perfect. So now it's time to put more stakes. Then use the spacer to measure the width and put the second board. So you put the spacer on the other side. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's cracking, but it's sturdy, it's level, it's gonna hold the concrete, and it will allow me easily smooth it out at the top. Now I have a proper hammer. If you can see, these stakes are not going straight. The challenge with that too, there are lots of stones, large ones, so when it hits a large stone, it obviously goes sideways. Since I was trying to level this frame as much as I could, there are some gaps at the bottom because of the slope this building has. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of crushed stones here to close the gap. Anyways, this gap is not bad to avoid, sagging of the concrete. And then I will tamper it with this sled hammer. And now this is the final look. This one will be 45 degrees. This is the other, all enclosed, no gaps. A little bit of dirt here, it's fine. Overall, all gravel base. This is essential because we're gonna enforce it with some rebars as well. Today we're gonna mix up the concrete, pour it, and finish the project. Before we start mixing up the concrete, we're gonna put some rebars at the bottom of this curbing to add some additional strength. We have these plastic supports, and also at the bottom the base is gravel, which will not allow rebar to rust. And because these are plastic, is perfect, so there will be no moisture around rebars, which will prolong the life of the curbing. The distance between these supports will be about 2 to 3 feet. We'll just place them here and then we're gonna measure it. Pretty easy to snap rebar in this support. Just push in. So the idea here is to add additional strength to the curbing. And since I have curbing about 6 inches wide, putting the wire mesh is not gonna work. That's why we use rebars. So what we have here, we have solid gravel base, we have borders for the curbing, and we have rebar support. Since this curbing will be attached to the old concrete slab, I screwed some tap cones into the slab and put some wires in between them. Now it's time to mix the concrete. I'll be mixing 2 bags at the same time. Each bag requires about 2.3 liters of water, so about 5.5 liters per each load. Essential dust mask. It's proper N95. I'm trying to release all the bubbles earlier. It looks smooth and nice, but we're not done yet. I'm gonna leave it to sit for another half an hour. And after I come back, we're gonna put control joints every 2 to 3 feet. We'll see probably every 3 feet here. There are also more bubbles to release, so I'll just hit it a little bit. And I'm lucky my edging tool is exactly 6 inches. And by the way, once it's cured, I'm gonna fill up these joints with the sealant so it looks nice. And this is how it looks at the end. Since it's possibly going to rain overnight, I'm gonna cover it with the plastic film and leave it for 24 hours. This is very light film, so it's not gonna change the texture of the concrete. It's next day after 24 hours. Let's open it up. As you can see, it preserves the moisture, which is fantastic for this time of the year. It's summer, and it's great for the concrete. Some stakes are a bit hard to remove, so just take the hammer, knock them off. Don't knock on the concrete yet, and don't knock on the boards. Overall, I'm happy how it looks, and it's gonna stay a long time. Thanks for watching, and as usual, let me know if you have any questions, comments below. Cheers.